on the part of agencies, of governments, of nonprofits, and of households. But households are cutting back already, and they expect that government is going to do the same thing.
You know, this is tougher even than all of this, because people had been very concerned long before the rug got pulled out in the last 3 months or thereabouts, because things had not been going well. We'd been seeing a lot of layoffs already and so forth, but people didn't put all the pieces together to recognize that this was going to be not just them, it was going to be the state, it was going to be the nation, it's going to be the world that's affected by this. So, you know, now that reality is crashing home, and there are many more people who need the assistance that typically the state would be able to give or would give to people.
Typically,
and yet, it looks like that's going to be tough to find.
It's very hard. In previous recessions, the extension of unemployment benefits have been put in place both nationally and at a state level. But you're so right on, David. This is no longer a localized event. What has happened since the days when I was board chair in Wilton and we had a recession back in '89 to '93, and it was very difficult times, what's changed now is that what has infected the American economy has infected the world economy. So we're seeing it globally. There's a great deal of dependence and concern that America's economy improve. And that's a concern on all of us. But it also is an opportune time to look at the way we do things and to maybe make the appropriate changes that we have to make. And you're right, there's some easier reductions that we can make right now. The delaying of want to have programs that we just basically don't do for the time being. We hold off, but towns and cities are feeling the brunt themselves, because even though they have important issues, more critical projects, say a school construction project, even though the state might contribute a portion of that, they still have to come up with the vast majority of those funds. A lot of towns are starting to reconsider.
Well, now, will that be withdrawn? For example, a school building project, is that something that can be withdrawn?
A school building or a community center or what have you, it can certainly be delayed. It can be put on hold for a while. And a lot of towns are considering that. They're considering putting things on hold for now. They also sense that their residents can't take additional costs or burden on them. So now the state has to also take a look at not just delaying things, but now what programs can be changed, what departments can be consolidated, how much can technology play a part of this to reduce costs so that they wouldn't need additional staffing. And fortunately for some towns, there's been now a change in the demographics of their student population. There's starting to be a reduction of smaller numbers of young people that are starting school. That will help to some degree.
Right.
But on a state basis, just like towns and cities, the state budget is pretty much occupied by the salaries and benefits of the some 70,000 employees that are there. And sooner or later, we will have to look at those things.
You mentioned the education process, and so many of the urban areas, they are the areas that traditionally are hit educationally as well. And some of them have been seeing over the last couple of years and getting their feet under them and some improvements being made.
Absolutely.
And
we've
now
even added
this is
more
an
money.
Ultimate tragedy for these young people who are counting on the state in many instances to keep the funds flowing when it looks like they could have some problems.
You're absolutely right.
And that's the future of Connecticut.
It is the future of Connecticut. Is, as you know, one of my highest priorities, and have been the reason that I even started in the public service area from the very beginning. Education, educational excellence. It is one of the remaining competitive advantages that Connecticut has. We've lost ground on the ability, the cost of doing business here, the cost of living here, the high burdens that will incentivize people to leave. However, on the one area, and that's educational excellence, we still get very high marks. We have put a very high priority on that. And quite frankly, in the last 8 to 10 years, we've added to every single town's education budget. In some cases, up to 400%. Now, of course, it's on a very small number for many towns because of the cost-sharing formula that we have that redirects funds to the larger cities. However, I know that it's the governor's priority. I know it's our priority to try to keep that as whole as possible to cities and towns. That is why my focus is going to be on the actual state government itself. And that's where we have to look.
There was another add-on this year with the oil prices doing what they've been.
Right.
And gas prices have gone down.
They have.
But oil prices have not gone down. And so we'd gotten some extra money from the Fed, and the state had set aside some monies.
It has.
Here we are getting cold weather now,
Yes,
and the
we
realities are striking home that we're going to be needing more and more of that fuel oil. Are these funds still secure as far as assisting people? Because there are several assistance programs that have been laid out.
In fact, the Appropriations Committee has met several times over the summer and now into the fall, and that has been secured. There should be a little bit more room there to be able to help people. We also met on Tuesday to also disperse some of that fuel aid money to schools. And to all the schools in Connecticut, and every town should be seeing a little bit more as part of that aid. You're right. So on that's a good sign. Going forward, however, when all that money is expended, it's gone. It won't be an ongoing appropriations, at least not at this point. So that has trickled down effectively, I think, and that's a good news story.
Enough for this winter season?
Well,
you think?
Quite a bit more. At least it adds to what many did not anticipate that they would get. So that's a good story. We also certainly have appropriated for those that are on low income, in particular our seniors, and there are applications for that, and people already are making use of it. They just go to their Department of Social Services in their town, apply for it, Operation Fuel, and if they meet the income requirements, they should get some assistance during these winter months.
And so that income level has been hiked substantially.
It's been increased. So, if you're not sure, just please call up and ask. It's also on our state websites as well. But that's just one of the good stories. As I said, going forward, it's going to take a substantial change of the way we do business in the state, and we will be having to look at benefits, cost sharing of benefits a little bit more. People don't realize that state employees enjoy a very rich health care and benefits program. They only pay $3 or $6 copay for any drug or pharmaceutical that they need. I think that should be looked at and could be changed, and there may be a greater sharing of those costs. There are other areas as well, not just there, but again, we were talking about the negotiation will probably revolve around how many folks do you want to keep employed and avoid layoffs, and in order to do that, oftentimes they'll have to take a look at those 5 and 6% wage increases that are what we're staring at in the next year or two.
So early retirement is going to be probably looked at, I'm sure, as well.
That's another question that's out there, and there's quite a bit of debate from both sides of the aisle on that issue. I hope we have a good debate and put that on the table and look at the benefits of allowing people to take advantage of early retirement. The last time we looked into that issue, about 11,000 of those 70,000 employees were eligible, and 4,000 actually checked the box that they wanted to take advantage of that.
We are going to be looking forward to catching up with you in the new year when the new session starts, January the 7th. We're going to be in Hartford. We're looking forward to it, and we want to thank you very much again. Congratulations. 7 towns to be taken care of. And you would probably like to find out more from Senator-elect Tony Boucher. She'd like to hear from you too. Here is the Senator-elect's information, address, phone number, email, and all the information that you need. And we would like to thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you,
always.
David.
Good luck in the new session.
We'll need all your good wishes.
We're always there with you. There's no question about it. And needless to say, if you have comments or questions or suggestions, we'd love to hear from you too. You can email us at mtl@cablevision.com, of course. And that's about all the time we have for this show. Again, we'd like to thank Senator-elect Tony Boucher for being with us. Remember, you can watch the show again whenever you care to at Cablevision's video on demand. But remember, it's always on Cablevision, never on Phone Company TV or anywhere else for that matter. For Cablevision's Meet the Leaders, I'm David Smith. Thank you very much for being with us, and we'll see you next time.